Hi, welcome to today's video diary for finding my way with Pi, purpose, intention, and emotion. I am Pi.
I am Marmie.
This is my mom. She is visiting us this week, and I'm so glad that you're here. And she's courageously joining me on Pi, not knowing what I want to talk about, which is very brave of you. Aside from hubby, this is the first guest appearance that I have on Pi.
I feel privileged.
Well, I do too, that you're here. So it's interesting. I'll be honest with you. You know how much I love you being here, and I enjoy it so much. And at the same time, I come across these little moments where I feel like I'm being awkward, or I feel like maybe there's a little awkwardness, and I'm not sure if you feel that also. Do you?
I do. But the interesting thing is, it's not just when I'm with you. It's when I go to my children's homes. It's like, I often wonder, do you and your siblings feel a little bit worried that mother might be looking and judging and things like that, which I certainly hope not. I couldn't be more incredibly proud of each of you, but I understand what you're talking about, and it is there.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's natural.
I think so.
I think it's also in part because we live very far apart. We don't get to hang out at each other's homes a lot.
Yeah.
Which of course is very sad for me. But
you said follow your dreams. I'm teasing you.
Yes, but on this note, let me add.
Don't do what you want to do, but only if you live down the block. No.
No, I don't even say that.
I know, it's getting
We're
hot now.
sweaty.
I know, I held her hand for a minute for starters, because it's like, are you nervous? Here, hold my hand.
I think she was nervous. But I no longer give advice to friends who are pregnant, or their children who are pregnant, or whatever the case is. I tell them, I think it's wonderful to exhort your children to believe that they can be whoever they want to believe, and just grow up, and don't tell your children that they can go wherever they want to go. At least not move, because by golly, they believed me, and you know,
We did.
you can be who you want to be, and you can go where you want to go, and they went. But the love we still have for each other is not diminished at all. It might be increased because of the distance.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, and certainly the appreciation. I think you made a couple of really good points about the awkwardness feeling normal, or being normal for anyone. But the fact that like we're so far away and we rarely see each other, that made me think, wait a minute, maybe that is also part of it. Just because it's a pattern that, well, it's really funny. It's unfamiliar, and yet there's some very familiar things. Like, I don't want to embarrass you, but
I said I would come on here. Go for it.
we both have similar little quirks that we do. Like, you know, if I spread jam or almond butter or mayonnaise or whatever, it doesn't matter if I get pickles out of a jar. I'm going to lick the utensil when I'm done with it that I used in the jar. Lick it, and then it goes in the dishwasher. She does that. And I didn't remember that from childhood, but I was like, I think I'm the only one that does this. She's like, oh no, I do everything. So even though you may not know where everything is in my kitchen, we have similar characteristics. So there's so much familiar, but it's almost like this, I don't know, like to me it's this, the physical presence of you, my body remembers a pattern with you, and that last time I really felt immersed in that pattern with you was when I was a teenager at my most uncomfortable.
Oh dear.
I know, not your fault. But for me, but I go, no, but I go back to like, this is totally different now. And I think that act of, or the, I don't even want to call it an exercise, but the exercise of like differentiating yourself from your parents is a lifelong thing. It is a process. It's a lifelong thing. And it has, if you think about over the years since you visited us, it's been iterative. At least it has for me. I don't know if you feel that way, but I've noticed you more and more kind of be like, step back but also very try to carefully, it's almost like you tap dance around it, like whatever you want, whatever you want to do, and let's, I don't need to have an opinion here. And I'm like, but I know you have one because you raised me. And I know you have one. So I see it as a considerate act, and at the same time we're tap dancing. It's a really interesting thing.
It is. From my perspective, I know exactly what you're talking about. And maybe when you girls first moved out of state, and I would come to visit, I might have been a little more comfortable at that point, but in watching y'all build your lives, and you've developed your own patterns, your own family patterns, and I'm trying always to be respectful of that and not expectant of walking in your home and thinking you should cater to me, or I don't want to disrupt what is yours. I want to be a part of it and observe it and love it and be able to be together as often as possible, but with consideration and respect. And that's where I think of it as coming from.
Yeah. Were your grandparents like that when they were coming visit? Chirped on my own spit.
My grandparents, I would say yes, but bear in mind that my grandparents did not come to visit me in my home very often at all. Plus, they passed away just a little older than I am now. And so my memories of spending time with my grandparents are more ingrained in, we went to them. We went to visit them in
That's
their
what
home.
I remember with my grandparents too. So what about, let me ask that another layer down, what about when your mother would come to visit you? But I think we would go there more often, at least.
The most.
That's what I remember.
But like when y'all were young and mother, like most grandmothers, would want to come and help, or, bring food over or come babysit, or we would take y'all to them mostly to babysit. But I do believe in our family it was always done with the perspective of, this is your home, I'm here visiting you, and I respect that. You don't just come in and barge in and take over somebody else's home.
Did you have any expectations coming out here to visit?
Yes.
No. What are they? Oh boy.
That I would get to spend time with my loved ones.
Oh.
And I don't get to do that often enough.
Oh.
Even though we do FaceTime a lot, and I am so grateful.
It's not knees touching, sitting next to
That's
each other.
That's right.
We gotta get cozy for this. Oh.
Yes,
do you feel like you're getting to do that?
Yes, I am.
Maybe not quite as much. My kids are now a little bit older, and they talk about differentiating yourself from your parents. They have these lives of their own. It's so weird.
I'm sorry.
they're not around maybe as much as they were,
when they
you would
were
visit.
little.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they were little. I mean, it is different, and they don't get to spend a lot of time with their grandparents. And yet we know they love us and we love them. It's just not quite as close as it would be if, for instance, we were the ones that got to babysit with your children after school, and when you had to work and they're off school and things like that. We weren't able to do that as often.
Yeah. Yes, and
so they don't know us quite. They're probably not quite as comfortable spending a lot of time with us, and vice versa.
Maybe. And I understand that. And yes, I mean, the more time you're around someone, the more you get to know them. I would also offer, however, though I think that is something you worry about, and because of the fear of it makes it feel a little bigger than it is, because I see my kids' reaction when I say, Mimi's coming, and Merrick got up at 5 a.m. He sleeps until noon.
Oh my goodness.
5 a.m. on the day you came in, and he's like, I'm up. Like, when's Mimi getting here? So they are close to you. And then you think about the week we spent in New York and Vermont, they were glued to your hip and playing was it taco goat cheese
oh that
pizza,
was hilarious.
These games. It doesn't take long.
Yeah.
So I don't know, for what that's worth, to offer that to you. You're going to feel what you're going to feel, and that's fair.
No. I do recognize that, and I'm very grateful. For instance, at the dinner table night before last, right as soon as we were finished eating, Merrick's asking me, do you want to play something? And I didn't know how to play it, or I think we had played it 5 years ago, and neither of us remembered how. So he goes, how about checkers? And I said, I haven't played for a while, but I bet I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, we're just playing games, and we've already put together one big puzzle, and it's happening. And Scarlett was a little more comfortable today. And, the thing is that I'm striving to let go of thinking, oh my gosh, by the time we're totally comfortable together, then I'll have to go home. I'm trying to stay right here in the moment, enjoying it, counting my blessings.
Well, I wonder if also the awkward, you feel it energetically, damn it, there's that weird awkward again. Why is that here? Maybe for both of us, that could be a little bit of a cue, hey, are you getting anxious? Are you thinking about when you're leaving? Are you wishing we were doing something else? Let's be in the moment and be together, and I'll agree to let go of awkward if you agree to let go of awkward, and because we're all weird and awkward. It's just human.
Yes. I'm sorry if I made you awkward.
You did. No, you didn't make me. I also do, and I'm what is that, and where's that coming from?
I would be so curious if other families go through this, if they're people who live further apart, or is it our family dynamic? One thing is, too, I was never so personally close with my mother as I am with you and your sister and your brother. And I think that probably set into my patterns a lot.
Yeah.
That maybe those patterns are enacting, even though our relationships are very different than mine was with her.
Yeah, maybe. I think there might be another element for me too, especially this last year with finding my way with Pi. You probably know more about how I view my life and myself and the emotional perspective and struggles and all of that I have than maybe any other mother knows about their daughter. I mean, if you watch
I've watched everyone and love it.
And I am so grateful for that honesty and that openness, and I think it has opened us up tremendously and helped us learn a lot. And at the same time, I'm aware of it as I'm processing processing and I am going through some of the stuff that I'm working through, you know, I think about like, yeah, you know, me stating I grew up in poverty, how does that make my mom feel? Because I don't mean it as a criticism. It's simply an acknowledgement, and it's not like a complaint. It is part of what made me who I am. I actually have a lot of gratitude for the qualities of character that I developed having grown up the way that we did. But, you know, I don't want you to ever feel like you have to defend something, because that's not where I'm at. Does that make sense? Do you ever feel like that? You might, and that's fair if you
I
do.
haven't really examined it much,
Oh.
you know. Haven't really thought.
I'm opening a can. I'm really good at doing that.
I know. You have a gift.
Ooh, is that a scab? Let's pick it.
Gosh, that reminds me of something.
No,
Don't go there.
Don't go there. I don't know where you were going, but if you said
It
scab
was
and
from
picking
your
is
early
gross.
childhood.
No.
And it wasn't a scab, so don't worry.
What you're talking about.
Sorry, we're both going to be red in the face here.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. I think we probably have about 4 more minutes before my phone is going to chirp at me for storage. So
Okay.
I do want to do like a rapid fire type question for
Whoa.
you. I know. And like, so the point is answer what's in your heart and what comes to mind first. And
Okay.
just let it flow. No
Okay.
censorship.
Trial by fire.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Okay. What are you most proud of in your life?
My children.
Oh. Okay. Okay. I didn't bring any tissues. We might need them. And all I can hear in my head is, Kara, bring a tissue with you next time you do a pie video.
That voice.
Okay. What 3 things do you most want to tell your children if you were to pass away tomorrow?
Oh my goodness. Why don't you have tissues right here? No. What 3 things if I were to pass away tomorrow? You are and always have been the best person that I know. I would say that to all 3 of you. It has been the privilege of my life to be your mother. Go forth during the rest of your life knowing that you are the absolute best, and enjoy it. Be at peace and live love.
I should have brought a tissue.
I thought I taught her better, you guys.
No. I didn't actually.
I know. They might not.
Woo! That was pretty, I want to say healing. I don't know how much we have to heal personally between us. If there ever is anything there, I'd love to jump in. But that felt so healing to me to be able to
Did
say.
you need to hear that?
I don't know if I needed to hear that, but you know how with Mimi and the dementia and maybe not having that moment, I got to spend time with her. I'm so thankful. But to have a moment with you where you were like, listen, if I was going to pass away tomorrow, this is what I want you to know.
Yes.
That is a gift. And I'm so glad that I had this opportunity to ask you that.
And I am thankful you asked, because that is one of the things, having cared for my mother for 5 years with dementia, that I never really got to experience. And all that did was make me recognize how important it is for one's heart.
It is. And we don't stop to do that. Like, it's busy. You'll think about it for me, I get epiphanies in the shower, and I'm like, ooh, I should do this thing, and then I don't,
Yeah.
and it's gone. So, okay. What wisdom would you share with your grandchildren about what makes a good life?
A good life to my grandchildren. Believe in yourselves. Believe in what your parents have imparted to you with their love. And know how they love you. Open yourself up to experiencing that, because it's the most important thing in the world. And also know that the life that you build for yourself will be tremendously valuable for your own parents to see and be a part of. So just remember how special you are, and that you are incredibly loved. And by me.
Love that. This one maybe we turn off the camera for, I don't know. But
Whoa, it's a doozy.
It might be, or maybe there's not anything, I don't know. But what do you want to make sure isn't left unsaid in your life? And if you don't want to say that in front of the camera, that's okay. This is a psychologically safe place.
Since I tend to say a good bit, I have to think about it.
But nothing just...
Nothing has popped out.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, you know me, I just kind of live right in your face.
I know. I also know we all hold things
Yes.
sometimes. And
I think I'll have to visit that one and really ponder it a bit.
I would, even if you write it in a journal that you never share with someone, love for you to be able to say it.
Thank you. I will.
Well, thanks for being with us on this journey. I'm so glad that you're here. I hope it helps you too. Thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome.
I'll see you tomorrow.